Welcome guys, and first of all I'm just going to start with a big thank you to all you guys who have subscribed now. Channel is well over like 5,000 subs, which is well beyond my dreams. I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing and watching. Please like the video as well, that'd be fantastic. But yeah, it's race week. We're heading to Miami for the first sprint race we've ever had there, but it should be a fantastic venue. It is always, isn't it? The home of the Miami Dolphins. The venue at the Hard Rock Stadium just looks fantastic. And we've had some classic moments here, haven't we? All the confused driver looks as we had that first sort of NFL style driver introductions as they came onto the grid, which me personally I loved. I know a lot of it was open for debate, but I think it'd be nice when we go to these different countries to have them just throw their culture a bit onto the F1, and rather it being just a bit corporate show. Yes, I know F1 has its sort of own elegance and hierarchy and show that, you know, they're a bit above some of these things, but for me personally I quite like it when they do that, some of that stuff. And it should be a cracker. 57 laps, 5.4 kilometers this circuit, 3 DRS zones this weekend, 19 turns. It's a medium downforce circuit. The weather conditions, we should be hot for pretty much all of the weekend. There is some doubt for Sunday though, some rain in the air potentially, so that could throw a nice mix in for the race, wouldn't it? Last time out though, it was Verstappen who won from P9. It really should have been Sergio Perez who was on pole that should have ran away with it, but he got caught by Max and it was a Red Bull 1-2 in the end. Alonso was P3 and it was a good race. We had some good battles throughout and some overtakes, which really helped. In terms of strategy, it was a one-stop race then. I think it'll be the same this weekend. There is potential for a two-stop though if you want to go a little bit aggressive and you're out of position, or, you know, have that charge at the end on the soft tyres, which is always really good to see. There is a bit of a difference between the medium and the hards, so there's potential for that. The tyres, again, it's the mid-range for Pirelli this time out. It's the C2 for the hards, the C3 for the mediums, and the C4 for the softs. And into my predictions for this weekend, well, I got it horribly wrong last time out, and we'll go to that in a minute. But for the sprint race, I'm going to go for Lando Norris in P1. Max Verstappen second, and Sergio Perez for the sprint quali in third place. For the sprint race though, I've got Max Verstappen winning it, Lando Norris going to come home second, and Sergio Perez third for the sprint race. And then for qualifying for the main race, I'm going to have Max Verstappen on pole, Sergio Perez second, because he was good here last year, wasn't he? And Charles Leclerc in third place. Good old one lap, should I say, for Sergio Perez. Wasn't so great in the race. It should have been when he won. And for the race, you can't see anything but Max Verstappen winning. He was dominant last time. I'd expect the same from him this time out. And I've gone for Charles Leclerc second place in the race, and Sergio Perez in P3. And I think it'll be a good race for the Alpines. They've got a big floor upgrade here, haven't they? And hopefully they've lost some of the weight that's really hampered them for this season. But they really need to have their fingers crossed. But I think they might nick some points here this weekend. There's potential for them. And I'm predicting a poor weekend for Aston Martin. Yeah, no real reason why, but I just got a feeling that it might not go so well for them. Yeah, on to the predictions for China. Well, the sprint quality and the sprint race, well, they were all very wrong from me, weren't they? None of my top three were in any of them positions, and same for the quali, all wrong. In the race, the only thing that I got right was Max Verstappen was winning, and yeah, P2 and P3 I had them in the wrong positions as well. So yeah, let's hope for better predictions this time out. And some news, big news ahead of this weekend, and I'm going to be talking a lot more about that in Paddock Talk, so watch out for that later in the week. But yeah, Adrian Newey resigning from Red Bull. It looks like the official news. It's not imminent at the time of recording, but I expect that to be coming. A lot of rumours that it will be before the race starts on for the weekend at Miami. There was the injury to Lando Norris's nose as well, don't they? He got that at the King's Day celebrations in Amsterdam. Nothing too serious, thankfully, so he should be racing. And Ferrari, they've got a blue livery for this weekend. We've not seen any flashes at the time of recording of that car yet. Really looking forward to it. But the race suits, check a look at these. I think they look fantastic. A real throwback. It's a classic Ferraris from the 50s, 60s, isn't it? What they did in North America as well. The team or outfit was blue. Even had a blue car at one point. For those that don't know, it was a favourite of Enzo Ferrari, that blue colour. So, they've still got some of that history of the blue, and they're going to have a throwback once for this weekend. I'm actually really looking forward to what colour they do this car. Is it going to be all blue with a bit of splash of red, or red with dots of blue dotted around? And it's been a big week for Ferrari, hasn't it? They had a massive deal with HP. I'll be discussing that in Paddock Talk also, but that logo looks horrendous, don't they? They've called themselves Scuderia Ferrari HP. Now, Ferrari have been called Scuderia Ferrari Marlboro before, and so this is not a first, and it's obviously clearly not the last time we're going to have that. And we've got that Viva Cash App RB nonsense, haven't we? So, yeah. Big deal though. Apparently 2/3 of the running cost they're going to provide HP to Ferrari in terms of sponsorship for that. I'm not surprised, because Ferrari are a big deal all around the world, so a massive deal for HP there. Also going to be discussing Nico Hülkenberg leaving to Sauber, who will take his Haas seat, and who's leaving from Ferrari, all up in the air. Who's leaving from Sauber, sorry, and it's all up in the air there at the moment. There's the points to P12 that was discussed before this race in Miami. They've deferred that up until the summertime. They're going to go away and have a little bit more of a think of how they want to work that. This was never going to be the one where they put a rubber stamp on it anyway at this meeting, so it was more of a get a feel for what the teams think on that one. So yeah, no agreement yet, but there's still potential for that. Personally, I've got to say I agree with Martin Brundle's stance on this one. Getting points in Formula 1 has always been something you achieve and should be special. So I think, it shouldn't be like Crofty said, points for everybody that finishes. Personally, I just don't like that. It's a competition. You go and fight for some points. And so I can see Crofty's argument, but personally I think points to P12 or P14, I think that would work, because now we're not seeing many DNFs, are we? Yes, we get the odd couple here and there, few and far between though. Cars are not really retiring due to mechanical issues as often as we've seen in the past, where we've had easily 5-6 cars not finishing. And so to give them guys at the back something to fight for, would be great to see. And it's a big weekend for Mercedes as well, isn't it? They've bought a big upgrade. Toto Wolff saying last time out in China that it's a good step. The way they've talked about it, looks like it should bring at least 2 or 3 tenths is what they're hoping. And it's a big one for Mercedes actually, because now it's a real test of have they got on top of this correlation issue that they're seeing between the track and the CFD stuff that they're running in the background. At the moment they're not really quite on top of it, so will these parts work and run well for them? Here's hoping. McLaren also big upgrades for this weekend. Miami hasn't been a good one for McLaren, but neither was China, so I'm expecting them to do well here. China was meant to be damage limitation. Lando Norris just absolutely smashed it out the park, didn't he, with a P2 there. So I think with upgrades they should be strong here. I'm predicting a strong weekend for McLaren. And like I said with Alpine, another major floor update here for them. So that's the updates from the teams so far. I think the next one is the Imola, where the teams are really looking to bring massive upgrades. So let's see how that will change the playing field. Who's got it right? Who's made the biggest step? We'll find out when it comes to sprint day, sprint qualifying. Not far away now, Friday, a 5:30 p.m. for FP1 UK time, sprint quali 9:30. Looking forward to that, to see how that lands for everybody. And then we should have the sprint on Saturday, 5 p.m. UK time, quali 9 p.m. And like I said, race Sunday 9 o'clock. I can't wait for the action to get going. Please like, subscribe and comment as always. Thanks for watching, much appreciated. See you next time.